Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I salute Lord Sri Krishna, the world teacher, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of Kamsa and Chanura, and the supreme bliss of Mother Devaki. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. We are reading Bhagavad Gita, and we are on the chapter, fourth chapter, and the chapter is Jnana and Karma, eternal conflict or eternal problem. Jnana and Karma. Jnana, when there is Jnana, Jnana says, what is karma? Karma is action. And Jnana says what? Know the one absolute. So Jnana and Karma always gets confused. So we are reading the verse number 18 on page 289 of our book, where it says that karmani akarmaja pashyat and akarmani cha karmaja shabuddhiman manushyesu sa yukta krishna karmakrit. Karmani, in actions, in all our actions, akarma ja pashyat, one who finds inaction, seeing action in inaction, a very complicated words. And also karmani, akarmani cha karma, in inaction, see activity. That person is buddhiman, most intelligent, and he is among the human being, and so that person is yukta krishna karma krit. He is a yogi, yukta means he is a yogi, and he has accomplished everything. And this is that's why the language is very apparently confusing, and it's a deep philosophical perspective of this karma yoga understanding. Karma is action. Karma is guided by desire. Normally, we do some karma. Why? We go to school. Why? To get a degree. You work hard to earn money. Why? To have a good living. If you don't need, you don't do that work. So karma is always guided by some desire. And the desire is prompts to another karma. And this karma, and again taking whole life goes on in doing karma, and we do not know why we are doing karma, and we get bound into this wheel of karma, and that brings us the cycle of birth and death. So that is the normal idea of karma theory. But here, karma is this particular verse 18 is very philosophical verse. He says, he who sees inaction, when tremendous activity, he is not doing anything. Krishna says, I don't do anything. He is promoting the entire war. He is guiding force behind the Pandavas, and the huge war going on. The whole India, it is divided into two divisions, no? And guiding that, promoting that, for righteous cause what to be done, establishing that, that's the purpose of his advent. And he says, I don't do anything. That means he is doing everything as we see, but he is doing, I don't do anything. Meaning what? What is done? Simply meaning, Prakriti is doing its action. I am the Atman, unattached. I don't do anything. I am always there. witness. That's why his face always shows the beaming face, cheerful, joyful face. Not like us. Anything happens, our face immediately turns bright or doom. No? But he is always calm. At this extreme point of tension and anxiety, he is calm. Those who have seen that movie which is created, serial, that TV serial, long serial, and there Rama is all the time. His face is so serene. He says, I don't do anything. So, that story goes on, that the gopis were waiting on the bank of the river to cross the Yamuna river, and they do not know, it is getting late, and how to cross the river. So then there appeared the sage, what is his name? Augusta. And he was sitting there, seeing him. The gopis requested, please sir, bring us some method so that we can quickly go home. Then he said that I am very hungry, so feed me. So the gopis had sufficient stock of milk products. So they fed him all those things. After eating, full belly, full stomach, then he stood on the bank of the Yamuna river and said, O Mother Yamuna, if I have not eaten anything, then you make a way and part so that we can cross it. And Mother Yamuna made a way and they all crossed the river. Here is the philosophy. He didn't eat, his body has eaten. He has the conviction, I am not the body. So in the action of his eating, it is the Prakriti is eating. Prakriti is 24 principle, as in Sankhya philosophy. It is 20 action, the world is action, means 24 principles of action. What are the 24 principles? We again and again come into this discussion. 5 elements of gross elements, air, water, fire, space, etc. 5 subtle elements, subtle part of that what we use in our dream time, dream water, dream food, dream time space, dream air. We breathe in the dream body, not this air, dream air. So there are that 5, 10, 5 organs of action, 5 organs of perception, 20, 5. And then mind, intellect, ego and memory. These are the 24 cosmic principles. This cosmic principle, they are the machine, they are working. The consciousness behind does not do anything. Consciousness is only there. As Ramakrishna gave the example, that you put in a pot rice, potato and all these things with water. And you see, it all are boiling, jumping. Activity, jumping is where? Jumping in the material object. But the heat, the consciousness behind, it does not do anything, it is there only. But the consciousness is misconceived, or the heat is misconceived. Oh, rice, my finger got burned. Why? Oh, I touched a pot. A pot cannot burn your finger. Suppose without heat, you keep the pot forever and touch, your finger will burn. No. So your finger is burning, the potatoes are jumping because of the consciousness which you are imposing on the objects of the material object, which matter has no power of its own consciousness. It is creating the duality, because we see the duality. Our problem is in the duality. We live in the duality. I see you as separate from me. Therefore, in this duality, this dichotomy is there. We misconceive what is consciousness and impose on what is not conscious. And what is conscious, we misconceive as in unconscious or in matter. So this is the problem. But who is the wise person then? Wise person is that who sees in inaction, action, and an action in action. That means that consciousness is everywhere. So here we can simplify very simply the word. Inaction is the Brahman state, and action is this 24 principles of all activity. All activity goes in the world of duality with the 24 cosmic principle, or in Vedantic term Maya. And this entire creation is Maya's creation. One who can see it, penetrate, looking at this world, this of diversity, that oneness in action, which does not move, does not change. It is like the heat in the burner, below the burner of the cooking pot. It does not do it, it is there. Heat is there. Consciousness is there all the time. But never we see the consciousness, we see the jumping, we see the nature. From our morning till now, what do I see? I am seeing the world, I am seeing friends, talking to them, calling upon this, and physically the 5 hands and feet and all these organs I am utilizing. It is I am working, I am doing, but I never know. It is the consciousness which is making this raw. It is like an engine. Now your car is sitting in one place. You go, the conscious entity, go and start the engine, and you press your gas pressure and this and that, the car moves. But people always say car is moving. People sometimes say, oh, that yellow or that white car hit the other car. Car didn't hit to hit. It is all play of consciousness going on. But we don't see the consciousness. So here this verse is very important. It's saying, who sees in action means where there is no action, that absolute Brahman, the world, that means everything is just saturated with that consciousness behind. In action, looking at the world, he sees the divine behind. Looking at all the activities, good and bad, he sees the play of one absolute reality, Satchidananda. Khelati Bhagavan Brahmande. In this Brahmanda, in this huge mass of creation of stars and galaxies and right down to the atomic, subatomic movement, all this movement is going on. Khelati Brahmande Bhagavan. That consciousness, if you understand as God, as Bhagavan, that though technically it is not so, but let us take that idea that it is that absolute is actually it is a play. Ocean is the ocean. When one sees in the tremendous surface waves and ripples and bubbles and foams, that one ocean, that consciousness, the H2O, his vision is correct. And who sees in the ocean all the waves, in the ocean all the waves, and in each wave seeing the same entity, consciousness behind, that person's vision is perfect vision. Now, this is the theoretical question, what it makes in our life. We find that those who are tremendous world movers, they don't seem to be working at all. We have seen Swami Lokeshwarananda. What a person of activity. His every moment is action, action, action. But you see always he is calm. You go and talk to him as if he is waiting for you. As if he has no business. How he can do that? Probably because of that principle of knowledge. Swami Sarvadevananda, Swamiji scolded him so severely for some minor thing. And Sarvadevananda sat like that. No change in his face, no anger, no frustration, no tears, nothing. And Swami Vivekananda's scolding is not an easy thing to swallow. And when it was done very severely once or twice, but Sarvadevananda remained unmoved. Then he said, "Go, rascal." Even you have a cold blood like that of a, what is called, the cold fish, one type of fish who is very cold-blooded. So that means, and he got frustrated. He could not agitate him to be, by scolding he could not agitate him. And ultimately when he left, then Swami Vivekananda said, why he is so calm, you know? He has kept the infinity with him all the time. He is established in that infinity. That's why there is no reaction. So the reaction is going on outside, and we would have been really broken down, but he is unmoved by that. So in action, you see Swami Vivekananda working, how much he worked, but he's always, how could he be so detached from everything? That means he's seeing the play of one absolute in all actions. And in action, nothing is working. It is only one reality. There is no change. In the infinite consciousness, where is change? Where is expression? So this is the verse. It says, he who sees in action, and action in inaction, he is wise among men. He is a yogi, and he has accomplished everything. The whole life's purpose is to reach that state, unmoved by any situation, and to see. That means in the world see God, and in God see the whole world. Let us make it very simply. But don't, again, God word I have used is a confusing word. God, no, here we mean Brahman. So in Brahman is this whole universe, and in the world, in this creation, there is nothing but Brahman. In both his wishes, naturally that person becomes free from all excitement and frustrations. So it says here, a yogi ought to be in the world, but not of the world, on page 293. He keeps his head in solitude and hands in the society. Beautiful word. He keeps his head in solitude, his understanding in solitude, and his hand in the society. He works incessantly. And enjoys external holidays. He does everything, but he feels he does not do anything. Why we get exhausted? Our work, our action is a friction. Our formula of what is the formula of work philosophy? Work done is equal to force applied and the distance moved. The force applied and how much it has moved. Why it is not moving eternally? Science says that if there is no friction, you strike a ball with whatever force, it will go continuously uninterrupted. No, it will go all the time, never stop, unstoppable. But why it is stopping? Because there is a friction. So there is no friction in him, therefore he can inexhaustibly work. We are reading the 4 volumes of Swami Vivekananda's letters now. There's a beautiful set of compilation has come. And you see every day, even the letter, how many people he is meeting that day, how much conversation, how much lecture, how much talk, how many letters he could write in one day, and how many times he is in his own self all the time. It is unbelievable. Why? Where comes this inexhaustible power of performance? Because there is no ego, there is no friction. Ego, zero ego. So work is not done. If there is no friction, so force you apply, our energy goes, it does not move at all because of that friction. But he has no friction in it, so he can do so much work with the little input what he has. That's why Ramakrishna apparently seems that he does not do anything. What did he do? Look at that. Read the gospel, we read the gospel. What Ramakrishna did? He lives in the Dakshineshwar and suddenly says, I'll go to Calcutta. Okay, he goes to Calcutta. And then went to visit one group of devotees called Brahmos, and then enter into it. They didn't invite him. They didn't like him also. Because he creates disturbance there by their sophisticated spirituality. He breaks it by singing, dancing and creating all this trouble. But he enters very politely. Hello sir, how are you? And what do you think of God? God is Saguna or Nirguna? All these petty questions you start. And then they will say something, but he takes the lead and he talks and talks and talks. We got the gospel in few recorded moments, and how much of that recording is possible in one day. But that is enough. But what we see, he is working tremendously. And we read the description, he goes out to Calcutta, coming back around maybe midnight, sometimes midnight. But he thinks he didn't do anything. He never thought I did any work. Ami jagat uddhar korechi. I have helped the whole world. We are all redeemer of the world. No? We take the responsibility. I'll redeem the world. But Ramakrishna have no sense. He did every day. He did the same thing, touching someone, giving something, singing some song, uplifting the mood of the entire community, and giving this highest spiritual boosting. But he thinks he does not do anything. In action, he does not do inaction. In action, inaction. So while he is acting, but he is egoless, his ego is zero, that's why he feels he did not do anything. Even I have seen in my eyes, before my eyes, in our Belur Math headquarters, the administrative heads, Madhavananda Swami, I only from a distance, Gambhirananda Maharaj we have seen. So we have seen many of our great souls. What a tremendous work they do day and night. And when we see that after sometimes, when they are free to themselves, just coming out, they are in a different world. I saw that one day Swami Gambhirananda Maharaj was walking and I was just behind him, little behind, because I don't want to disturb him. And I was a young boy, I have no courage to go. So I see that he is singing a song. Is my mother black? That song Ramakrishna used to sing. He is singing it to himself and walking, pacing back and forth from this Swami Vivekananda's temple to Vivekananda's room. So that stretch, my mother's temple, like that. But he is the general secretary of the whole order. He has no pressure on his brain. As much egoless the person is, that much good he can do, because he does not do work. We do work. We get exhausted because of work. We say, oh my God, today I don't get any time. There is another story. Swami Sarvadevananda. Swami Sarvadevananda told us this story, that he was the Swami Sarvadevananda Swami of our Sacramento. So he used to visit us, Hollywood, every year in the summertime, some days. And he said that one day, he told about Birajananda Swami. Birajananda Swami, calm and serene, all the time, so calm. And then he asked, during the festive time, like we have Christmas, in India we have Durga Puja, it's a huge celebration. And after that, tons of letters will come, offering salutation to Guru. So many letters are coming. So Maharaj, Birajananda Maharaj asked Shraddhananda Swami. He was the private secretary of Swami Birajananda. And he said, Birajananda Swami, what is going on with the letters? As much, it's called the Bijaya letters. After Durga Puja, then people send their letters of honor, respect and other things to the seniors and Guru and others. Then Maharaj said, oh my God, Maharaj, I am trying day and night, but it is difficult, very difficult to cope up. So much I am trying whole day and I cannot finish it. Then he said, so much work that you cannot finish the letters? Where is your mind? Where is your whatever? He said that suppose how many letters you can write in a day, no? If 100 letters comes, so you have to write in hand. In those days printing and other things was not very available, and Maharaj will then sign it again. Birajananda Maharaj will sign them. And he said, hey, give this much mind in God, that's enough. And you are thinking that it is so much work. So the indication is that the body and mind working, if you keep your identity in that consciousness, you are the not doer, then tremendous activity can be done. That is the seeing action in the action in action. Action is going on, tremendous activity, but there is the inaction, that's calm, serene state of mind. As we understand this, we understand in our life. Suppose you are disturbed mind is disturbed, and you take a pen and jot down some points to talk or in your business. How much you will progress if you take 5 minutes, 10 minutes time or a half an hour time and you jot down something, and with concentrated mind you just sit down, forget everything, just do. How within few minutes you can jot down your points, no? So if it happens with us, because our mind is agitated, we are working through the mind. If the mind is peaceful and mind does not get affected with anything, that witness side comes more and more, the body mind will work more smoothly. So this is the secret. That's why he's saying is to be a yogi, to see we will have to practice this knowledge mixed with jnana, karma and jnana this way. That in tremendous action, I am not the doer, I am not the doer. That's why if I am not the doer, I don't take the consequences of it, good or bad. I do. The philosophy of entire karma yoga is what? I am not the doer. And karma, I offer it to God, so I am not affected by the results of it. So, but how can be done? If this spirit is that it is the body mind is doing the work, I am not doing the work. If that conviction comes, then we say it is, in sweet language we call it is God is doing. He is the doer, I am not the doer. Ramakrishna said, Ami jantra, I am the instrument, you are the machinist. You are the machinist, this is the machine. Machine does not take credit or discredit, but who is doing. So if identity is transferred that way, that conscious side, then action will be, all action will go on, but there will be no identification and no suffering, no loss, no gain, no praise, no blame will be able to disturb the person. And that is called yukta. Yoga, he is all yukta. He is connected, are all called, he is the yogi. So in action. So this is to be understood. Just I give the example, looking at the vast Pacific Ocean, just standing on this beach, you can see in action, tremendous action going on, waves, ripples, bubbles, nothing happening to the ocean. It is the ocean only. In action, tremendous activity, no action. It is the ocean, one consciousness. This diverse universe is nothing, it is one consciousness. It is Satchidananda Atman. And in that consciousness, supreme, the whole creation and its dissolution is there. All this universe has come up, and Jasya Nishasitam Etat Jadrik Vedo Samaveda in the Upanishad says, it is like a breath from that absolute Brahman, this creation has come out. So the creation, we see, it is not an effortful activity on the part of the divine. It is a spontaneous, like breathing. We don't, effortlessly it goes on. So this creation goes on and withdrawn comes. It is evolution and involution going on in that way, in the nature. But the consciousness does not get involved. But consciousness is necessary to have this evolution and involution. So that's why yogi ought to be in the world, but if we apply in our personal life, then that is saying a yogi ought to be in the world, but not of the world. So that is the philosophy of entire understanding about Gita or spiritual life. We should be in the world, but not of the world. One concept is that life has problem, run out of the problem. How? Go into the forest and turn your face to the world. No. It is seeing, living in the world, in action. You have to identify that I am in the mood of inaction. Nothing is happening. It is a body-mind functioning. I am not involved into it. So he keeps his head in solitude. Head in solitude means he is thinking unchanging reality, and hand working. Hand is working and mind is in the thought that unchanging. Mind remaining, that's it. Simply we say, think of God and do the work, in our simplistic language. But in very sophisticated language, keep your mind in that unchanging and let the hand, feet work in its own way. And so you are not involved into it, neither it will bind, neither it will be leaving you to heaven or to hell, or no action, no reaction will be affecting the soul. He works incessantly and enjoys eternal holiday. Baba, we want holiday, no? Whole weekend, week we work. When this weekend is coming, that will be my relaxing time, no? And we also say, oh my God, I am tired, I have to take rest. Oh, we need some relaxation. But this type of people, they don't need any relaxation because their energy is not wasted. Their mind is kept in such a sublime thought and sublime awareness that as if the body is functioning without any input into it, disturbing the peace of the mind. So this is very important language. He works incessantly and enjoys eternal holidays. Working incessantly, see the dichotomy, works incessantly and enjoys eternal holidays. Two together. Eternal holidays means you are relaxing, no? And action, when we are action, we have no time to think of rest. But he is the full rest, he gets full rest while he is action. That is the yogi. Actually, if one can attain to that peaceful state, that is called the yogic state. Through his personal life, Sri Krishna offers this grand philosophy of action. Through his personal life, Sri Krishna, what he did? He united the whole India, destroyed all evil kings, and did the tremendous work, if you read the life of Sri Krishna. But doing that, grand philosophy is manifested in action and inaction to the world. He is simultaneously feeling perfect peace inside, eternal holidays, as if he is doing nothing, and he is doing everything which is transforming the whole world. How the half-educated man is making mistakes and deviates from the profound path is demonstrated by Arjuna at the outset. But that his earnestness combined with the grace of Lord wins him to the right path is also made evident. The commentaries of all the great acharyas are contained in the careers of these two characters, Sri Krishna and Arjuna. So he who diligently inquires into this becomes wise among men. He is verily a yogi, he gains the here and in hereafter. What he is saying, that Krishna is the example of the inaction and Arjuna is the example of action. So you look both characters. So if you see the influence of Krishna in Arjuna and in Krishna, Arjuna's activity. So in both sides, that means see God in the world or the divine, and in the divine the entire cosmos. That means microcosm and macrocosm in both ways, seeing in the external world, it is permeated by consciousness, all this activity, all this movement, and at the same time in that eternal calmness and solitude, this whole universe is playing its own role. Sri Ramakrishna seemed all in action externally. Page 294. Sri Ramakrishna seems all in action externally. But the greatest of all actions, the quest of the infinite, was going on within. He is in the realm of infinity. He is enjoying the bliss of the absolute all the time, Sri Ramakrishna. Externally, he is talking to people, going to this, but internally, he is eternally connected with the internal, infinite source of joy. Swami Vivekananda was energy personified outside, and action was his message. Vivekananda said, do, go, work. That was his message. But at the core of his heart, he was established in Atman, designated here as inaction. He is always established in his inner core of wisdom, that Atman, and he is established in that consciousness. But externally, he is doing the work and is just inspiring the whole world to do action, good action, noble action. He is saying that let one life go for the good of others. You have spent so many lives for your own pleasure or own karmas you have done. Let one life dedicate it for the good of others. So, that is the idea. So, it can be thought of more deeply, but it is a wonderful verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Inaction, inaction, and action in inaction. In God, this whole world, and in every activity of the world, God, 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 nothing but God. That means both ways you see the one absolute truth, and that is you are yogi. And then the purpose of karma is over. Now, does the action in the embodied get terminated at all? 19th verse, which says, Yasya sarve samarambha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni dagdha karmanam tamahu panditang buddha. Yasya sarve samarambha, in which who's all in undertaking, whose all undertakings are free from planning and desire for result, and whose actions are all burned by the fire of knowledge. Him the sages call wise person. So who is a wise person? That is Jasya Sarve Samarambha, from whom all, Jasya means of whom, Sarve means everything, every action, Samarambha means all undertakings, and Kama Sankalpa Burjita. He takes all undertaking very enthusiastically, but he has no desire of his own. Kama. There is no sankalpa that I will attain it, I will achieve this. Nothing like that. Any work comes, takes into action, jumps into it, does, finish. What is the goal, what is this? He does not think of it. But he only acts, but not gets involved into it. Jasya Sarve, in whom all these ideas of undertaking, Kama Sankalpa Varjita, is devoid of desire and any purpose. That's why God is called like a child, purposeless. There is a song, no? Nazrul, poet Nazrul wrote, Khelicho o bisholoye birato sisu anomone khelicho. Oh Lord, you are playing. Khelicho means you are playing. Birato sisu, you are a great child, innocent child. Khelicho bisholoye, taking this world, no, like a toys. Like a toy, the children play toy. You are playing like that. Vishwale, aponomone, anomone. Not with any purpose or nothing. Why it is going on? Ramakrishna said, why this world? Why so much suffering? Ramakrishna says, God's play. Then somebody says, why is God's play but we are suffering? Then he said, who are you? If it is God's playing, God is everywhere. Who are you? Why are you putting your ego there? So, And this song is very beautiful song. This whole world is like your toys in the play. Sun, moon, stars are toys. You are creating, destroying. Aponomone, like a child goes in the beach and creates a castle with so much sincerity. What is the purpose of that? What is the goal of that? A child has no goal. He thinks it is to be done, it done. And he is happy with that. And when mom does, hey, let us go home, throw away. He does not care for anything. That's a simple, pure child. So that is the ideal condition. Just so from that person whom this type of simplicity has come. Ramakrishna never thought I am doing any work. All the great souls, they didn't think that they are consciously doing something to do good. We do little, maybe $5 charity. I think I did it. I gave charity. And my name should be big, name should be posted there. So, because we have ego. But he has no ego. Ramakrishna has no, Christ has no ego. He did only whatever for the good unconsciously. So there is kama, sankalpa, varjita. We are prompted by kamana. I do some work as I have discussed before with some desire. I have some desire, that's why I am doing work. But this person whose ego is totally abolished, he is free from desire. Kama. Sankalpa means resolution or undertaking. I'll have to do this plan, the planned way of doing. Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna established this Ramakrishna movement, what is called Vedanta movement. We know establishing a movement means what? First we make a society, We say, you the president, I am the secretary, this, and register it in the law, what law says, this, that. This Ramakrishna movement was not set like that. Ramakrishna came, didn't know anything but God, ma, cried. Some young boys came all around him and then came and he's talking about God, whole day, touching someone, singing, dancing. And then he was to die. These boys dedicated their life around Ramakrishna, and then Ramakrishna went away. And then he said, hey, I have left the body and you are all going home, come back. And he instructed Vivekananda to gather together. But he has no plan. And now it is Ramakrishna mission. It's his mission. Ramakrishna's mission is called Ramakrishna mission. But he, without doing any undertaking as such as we do, because egoless, totally egoless activity, but that person, it is a condition when we reach that climax. We cannot compare now in our present condition this state of mind to be ready with us, but the goal is that egoless action. Then meaning egoless action is the question, whose mind will do work, but I am doing for God. That's why we substitute this way. Karma Yoga idea we substitute, oh Lord, I am doing for you. My ego is gone. It is not whatever I am doing. Everything can be spiritualized. Giving a glass of water to one person can be a releasing factor from all bondage, thinking that I am offering to God. So God idea, when it comes into mind, that's a tremendous transformation comes, and ego is gone. And ego, formulation of my wish, my desire. That's why we are talking today. Swami, she was saying, no purpose, no other thing. I am not come for this purpose, that purpose to accomplish. Whenever we are saying those, we are entangled into ego. But it is good ego, bad ego. We have to overcome our bad ego to do some good ego. But ultimately, not stuck into the good ego. Chain is chain, golden chain and iron chain. Iron chain, first give up. Then come to the golden chain. Gold has its value. It looks so nice. But it's bound. So get out of the golden chain also. So this is the point, how to get out of the golden chain, how to be totally egoless. That's a kama sankalpa vivarjita. And Jnana-agni, with the wisdom of knowledge, it is all the divine. It is all conscious entity behind all this movement of these instruments. These are all computers, one computer. They are all one computer. There is some Wi-Fi line connected everywhere, consciousness. It gives supply to each computer, and my hand is moving, my mouth is talking. You see, when you work with your mouse and see how many things you see. So this is going on. But I am the doer or Lord the doer. So Kama Sankalpa Varjita and Jnana Agni with the fire of knowledge, Jnana Agni, fire of knowledge, Dagdha Karmanam, burned. You have to burn what? Of karma, the idea of karma. We are not, that's why we say our philosophy of Vedanta society is not karma yoga. It is called practical Vedanta. Very important point. Here we are getting this idea in the Bhagavad Gita, practical Vedanta. I am not doing niskama karma, sakama karma. This is also good ideal, but higher ideal. I am serving the divine through anything. I am talking, I am not giving a lecture. This inside my understanding should be, I am serving God. I am serving the divine who is in me, who is in everyone. I am sharing that idea, or I am uplifting my condition. So ego must be crushed away. Spirituality and ego does not go together. So here is the Kama Sankalpa Varjita is, it should not be run by desire and resolutions or what you call the undertakings, but at the same time Jnana, Agni, Dagdha, Karmanam. All the karmas which would have bear the fruit, good and bad. Every action will bring some good and bad. But when this Jnana Agni is behind, the fire of knowledge is behind, that will burn all the actions of karma, good or bad, whatever. It will bhasmisha, it will be like ashes, it will turn into ashes. The results of going to heaven, going to hell, doing good, doing God, this is all in a lower level. When it goes to this level of yoga, then jnana, your knowledge and wisdom will destroy all types of karma and its effort. And then that person is called tamahu, that person who can rest in this condition is called panditaha buddha. They are the wisdom, person of wisdom. They are called pandit, panda. Panda means wisdom. So they are the people of panda. So whose doings are all devoid of design and desire for results, and whose actions are all burned by the fire of knowledge. Him the sages call as wise. So little note is here. Action actuated by design and desire has the power to bind the doer. When action is done with some planning and doing ego with ego sense, it has the power to bind us either with gold chain or in the iron chain. Punishment, and do both are punishment. People praise you. That's a chain. Suppose when someone gives a good talk and says, "Oh Swami, you did so much. Oh my God, I did." Internally I get floating in the high heaven, as if this is bondage. This is bondage, gold chain bondage. My mind is getting entangled into, oh, I am a good guy, I have changed. So my ego is just bloating. No, that is the bondage, cause of bondage. So he says, action actuated by design and desire, and that prompts people to be more popular, and that takes the forget their goal. What is my purpose of discussion is not to glorify myself, but the glory should be God's glory, and it should make me egoless, make me humble, that I don't understand even anything. I talk so much. Most of the talks are collecting facts here and there and putting. Now AI is helping us so much. Huh? Artificial intelligence, nowadays it is very easy. Just to ask AI to give some points, they will give you 20 points. And then you just bombard them in your lecture. We used to do that by hard labor through the books and searching here and there. But anyhow, but by taking the credit of ego, that is the problem. So it says, action actuated by design and desire has the power to bind the doer. But if the doer of action assumes the attitude that all actions emanate from the Lord God, Ishvara, and whatever takes place through him as a mere when whatever takes place through him, an individual, as a mere instrument, is all the glory of the Lord. He is not bound by action. So when someone praises you, what a good sadhus do, they mentally instantly transfers to God. Oh Lord, glory to you. It is your glory. You have made me the instrument. Good instrument that time. That's why it happened. If it does not, oh my God, it's my fault. My ego has popped up. No? So this is the process of purification through karma. Karma is to reduce the ego to zero. And that practice should be done in every day's action. Through the action. If we don't do action, we are all Mahayogis. Suppose we all sit for meditation. You may be going into deep absorption. My mind may be rotating all over the world. But outside it will be all are meditating. But internally someone is in the world more and someone in God. So when action gives the proof how one can do it with what attitude. Spirituality is attitude. So karma should be done with the attitude. If anything done by me, he said Ramakrishna, see Swami Vivekananda, he said any word which has brought any benefit to the world, it is the glory of the master. And if anything has done anything wrong, it is my fault. So this is the point to purify our ego. So he says, it's all glory to the Lord. If he can think like that, he will never be bound. Because all glory to God and imperfection in me, and oh Lord, make me better instrument, better instrument, better instrument. There is neither an agency, ego, or egoism in him. As a burnt string may retain its form, but is unfit for tying. So the doings of the yogi do not bind him. It's a perfected yogi we are talking about, those who see God in action, and in action the whole world. That type of pure person, that attitude should be that. Their life they live in, it is called the Jivan Mukta state. They live in the world outside, and as if they are working, as if they are eating, as if they are sleeping, but their identity is gone. Ramakrishna, he is eating, but he does not feel that he is eating. His body consciousness is totally obliterated. That is the ideal condition, that is the yogi. They are all burnt away in the fire of the knowledge that God alone is the real author of all that takes place in this universe. So everything is happening in the cosmos, it is all God's will. Ramakrishna used to say, even the leaf does not move without the will of God. So he is convinced in that state, it is all God. This little I has no place in it. He is called the wise by the sages because of his being endowed with the supreme knowledge. Okay? So we have to practice. This is good idea, and we all do karma. No one can live in the world without performing karma. So karma can be done this way so that no chain binds us. Karma can release. Only this ego, if we can obliterate, then it will be easy. So it is a lifelong struggle, but we should have to understand this first and then practice it. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat, Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.